First is Cowichan Secondary School replacement representatives. And as you were aware, there were a number of committees struck to be part of the design and advisory for the new school. And the liaison structure that we designed is attached to your agenda. And hopefully this represents most trustees letting me know which team they would like to be on. Any questions about that? Okay, moving to item 3.1.2, Board of Directors and Legislative Committee Review of Annual General Meeting 2020 motions. And there is attached the memo that came to each board noting that the motions that any board or branch have sent in for the AGM 2020 have now been given a new process. And the process is that the legislative committee will contact the board chair or branch chair and determine whether the board or branch wishes to go forward on the motions that they had submitted. If they wish, they can have the motion reviewed at Provincial Council in October, or go to the AGM 2021 or delete it. For us, we had two motions. One was on asking the Union of BC Municipalities, UBCM, to optionally include boards of education. And the second motion was around asking the minister to review and fund any costs of school districts for mitigating homelessness and substance abuse. So it seems to me that we are in a different context in time, and I would suggest that we just withdraw these motions at this point, and if they are still urgent coming into the next AGM, that we can redo them. So just a suggestion. Well, Trustee Hutchins? Oh, you're on mute.
So moved, we take your advice.
Thank you. So I guess we'll have a motion to rescind our motions to the AGM. Moved by Trustee Hutchins, seconded by Trustee Thorne. All those in favor? Motion carries. Moving to the next area, which is the Trustee Town Hall summary. And Trustee DeGroot and I noticed that only she and I were able to attend the Zoom call, and the information is attached to the agenda. Any questions or comments from anyone? Okay, moving on to item 3.1.4, letter to the federal minister from the Cowichan Leadership Group. As you all know, we have a crisis, as every other school district does, around opioid use and substance abuse. So we have created this letter, actually created by our MP, to take forward to the federal government to ask for assistance in funding through a federal program that would help us have additional services for people in our community. And it's just for information, unless there are any questions or comments. Okay, so moving on then, there's a couple of items under board action. The first is the Lieutenant Governor's Different Together pledge. And at the end of the attachment, there is a few words in a box there that we could adopt as part of our school district. Different Together pledge. Our BC is inclusive and respects people of all ethnicities, cultures, and faiths, and their contributions to our collective well-being. Our BC holds diversity as a fundamental value at the heart of the success, strength, and resilience of our communities, workplaces, schools, public and private institutions. And there would be, we pledge to uphold and promote these values and commit to speaking up to oppose racism and hate in all its forms. And I would suggest that the Cowichan Valley School District adopt this pledge in principle. Trustee Thorne and Trustee Thorne, you're on mute.
Yeah, I'd like to make that motion that we accept.
Okay, moved by Trustee Thorne. Is there a seconder? Seconded by Trustee Hutchins. Any debate on the motion? All those in favor? Motion carries. I'd just like to suggest that we have a communication strategy around this, perhaps where all of the trustees are signing a document that looks like that, that can be sent out to our community, our schools, and everywhere. Okay, moving to the item 3.2.2, Wellness and Recovery Center. And at our last board meeting, we had a presentation from Dr. Shannon Waters, who is our Chief Medical Health Officer for the Cowichan Valley, and 3 additional VHA representatives. And we heard that they are going to start an advisory committee, and with the intent to involve us. But Trustee Croft and I did discuss this, and we've created this motion to request that a representative from the board, as well as an invitation to DPAC to have representation, be forwarded to Dr. Shannon Waters. Is there a mover for the motion? Moved by Trustee Kemmler. Is there a seconder? Trustee Thorne, debate on the motion. All those in favor? Motion carries. Moving to item 4, Superintendent of Schools.
Oh, thank you very much. I just want to alert Claire, please, that I've received a text from Elizabeth, who's having difficulty with her Zoom. So if you could maybe support her, that would be ideal. There she is, I believe. Thank you. So moving to item 4.1.1, I just want to let the board know that there's going to be some changes that will be occurring at the school board office as well as the annex. And we are looking at ensuring that we are accommodating all of our staff members during this COVID-19 time as we moved into September and October and throughout next year. And so we will be looking at how do we support all of our staff in different office spaces that will allow the 2-meter physical distancing to occur. And so as the board maybe comes into, whether it be the annex and or the school board office, you will see some adjustments that have had to be made. And so presently right now we will be taking over our small meeting space, the Ladybug Room, and it will be now an office, and we will be ensuring that we use some of the collaboration space that has been used here by the senior team. We will be looking at creating some office spaces that will allow our staff to be spread out throughout the school board office. So just a little bit of information for the board. Any questions before I move on? Okay, I'll move on to 4.2.1, the school calendar. And so I know, Mr. Sandquist, you usually help me out by putting this up. Thank you very much. So there is a briefing note here with some potential board action. And at the open board meeting on Tuesday, June 2nd, the Board of Education passed a motion for staff to start the 30-day community consultation process for a proposed change to the district closure week for 2020-2021 school year. And so as the board has engaged in that 30-day consultation process, there was a short survey that was created and was distributed to all the community throughout the media partners. And so the survey asked the community the following questions. Would you be in favor of moving the district closure week from March 8th through the 12th to March 22nd through the 26th to become in sync with the rest of the province while we move through COVID-19 next year, as we encountered some difficulties along this past way? And so the community was given 3 options, yes, no, or maybe. And so overall, there were 1,794 survey respondents with 65% plus who responded that yes, they would be in favor of changing the date of the district closure week. Close to 30% saying no, that they would not be in favor, and 5% plus who said maybe, with some leaving 149 comments. Now, the theme of the comments really was related to a number of things. It would be around potentially traveling at a different time, that maybe it's not always a good idea to be in sync. It's quite good to be unique as well. But overall, we're suggesting that the high number of respondents to the survey, that the board could feel quite confident that shifting the closure week to May the 22nd through the 26th would have a high degree of support for next school year. So there is a motion for the board to consider. And if there's any questions, I'm happy to respond to them.
Are there any questions? Is there a trustee interested in moving the motion? Moved by trustee Croft, seconded by trustee Hutchins. Oh, yes, trustee Hutchins. Oh, you're on mute.
Just for the public record, if we could change the last paragraph of the summary to read March 22nd to 26th rather than May.
Thank you. Absolutely, we can do that.
Thank you.
So move the motion. Oh,
Okay, any
I second it.
any further debate on the motion? All those in favor? Motion carries. Moving back to superintendent.
Oh, so moving back to 4.2.2, we have a new blog course that's been drawn to your attention. It's a very cool course. It is called Indigenous Technology 12. It's a new course and it's specific to supporting certainly the goal, which is around introducing a variety of traditional Indigenous technologies. And so some of this would be related to how they could explore artifacts, and students would be guided and encouraged in skill development toward mastery of Indigenous technologies. Some examples of some of the things that they would be working on would be 3-dimensional wood sculptures, fishing spears, basket weaving, drums, bent boxes, traditional bridge building, and so on. So a very, very unique course to Cowichan Secondary School, and I'd like to suggest that the board would look at that motion as well to support that course.
Thank you. Is there a mover of the motion? Moved by trustee Thorne, seconded by trustee Croft. Any debate on the motion? I'll call the question. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously. Please give the teacher and congratulations on what looks like an incredible course. Thank you. Okay, so we've reached adjournment. Motion to adjourn, please. Moved by trustee Kemmler, seconded by trustee Thorne. All those in favor? Motion carries.